Well, welcome to another Tyrrell's Classic Workshop, and with a certain air of inevitability we arrive at this. It's been the subject of much commenting over the last year or two. It's been in the background, and it is a Lamborghini 4R tractor. And the reason why I got into the tractor thing was because along with Olivier Nimesh, the Lamborghini historian, we have been investigating. Olivier found the Ferrari 250 GT that started the whole debacle around Ferrari and Lamborghini starting his own car company. That was the final nudge, was for Enzo Ferrari to telling him to take a long walk on a short pier, and that he was complaining about his clutch. We have covered this in an earlier video, but basically, Ferruccio Lamborghini in the 1950s, well, let's go back to the beginning. 1952, an Italian prime minister by the name of Ferresci, I think, or something like that, made a decree that he set aside 125 billion lira, which was, I think, about $5 in modern money. No, I'm joking, but he set aside an amount of money for Italian farmers to buy home-produced, domestically produced, Italian-produced tractors at a rate of 3% per annum interest rate. So loads of people took him up on it, loads of farmers, and the net result was that Lamborghini became established overnight because of the demand for his tractors. So Lamborghini went from zero to hero in about 6 years, and he became one of Italy's, along with Giovanni Agnelli, leading industrialists, and very rich, and therefore he could indulge himself with a Ferrari, which we have here in the workshop. The restoration is progressing. That very car, which was missing for about 40 years, Olivier found it, we're restoring it, and he found it had the same clutch in as one of his Lamborghini tractors, and so he said to Enzo Ferrari, your clutch is better, etc., etc. My clutch is better, and Enzo Ferrari said, you carry on making tractors and I'll carry on making sports cars. Very long story, but that's the gist of it. So we then moved to 1961, and Lamborghini was getting into his stride, and he was building tractors deluxe. They were churning them out. They actually developed their own engines by this time, as opposed to using Morris or Deutz or NWM or any of those companies. And he refined it to the point where they were actually a very, very good piece of machinery. And the most common model, I mean, there was a mind-boggling amount of models of Lamborghini tractor available. The staple was the 2R with the 3-cylinder engine, I think. And it was a modular engine, so it can be either 1, 2, 3 or 4 cylinders. Each one 750cc, so by some rather stunning mathematics, this is actually a 3-litre 4-cylinder engine. But the 2R had I think the 3-cylinder 2.25 litre engine, and that had this clutch. A 9.5-inch Fichtel&Sachs clutch. Basically what Olivier and I have done is worked our way through the Lamborghini tractor range and actually ascertained which clutch went into which tractor for the first time ever. I think somebody's done this exercise. We've come up with the fact that it was 9.5-inch clutch. It was a German clutch, Fichtel&Sachs. That's presumably what Ferruccio Lamborghini fitted in his Ferrari. The interesting thing is, we tried with a 1R, which had the 2-cylinder engine, and that had a 9-inch clutch. This one, we stripped the clutch out of, and discovered, due to obviously the increased size and torque, that this was a 10-inch clutch. So again, by some stunning mathematics, we've deduced that the 2R had the 9.5-inch clutch, the same clutch. He simply took one off the shelf. He was fed up of paying Ferrari assistenza clienti bills. He said, come on chaps, let's get the gearbox out of this Ferrari and have a look at it, and the rest is history. Without that debacle, would Lamborghini cars ever have existed? That's a very good question. We've done a restoration of this tractor. I bought it about 3 or 4 years ago as part of the ongoing clutch research. It's been painted in its original exactly matched Arancio over Celeste colour scheme, exactly as it left the factory. Doesn't it look beautiful? For my taste, I've always frowned on tractors a bit and found them a bit agricultural. But this is a thing of beauty, and it really has restored beautifully. And the funny thing is, over the last few years, almost by stealth, of course there's always been people who love tractors around, but they've become a thing, tractors. And they are very collectible now, and a lot of them have been restored. It doesn't matter what make they are, what price point they were when they were new, small or large, they all look lovely. But this, I think, is an absolute showstopper. It's a stunning piece of kit. This was the absolute top of the Lamborghini tractor range. They made very few of them, actually, and I've got my 2 Lamborghini books here, Lamborghini tractor books, this one here, and this one by Tonino Lamborghini, Ferruccio's son, and the statistics are interesting. So the Lamborghini 1R, which was the popular one, was 1.1 million lira, and this one was 1.8. So there was a massive difference. If we just flick through here, as I say, there's loads of them. Here we are, Lamborghini 4R. At the moment, it is believed, this was in 2001, that there are 184 4R tractors in Italy left. 184. In terms of production volumes, they originally made 283 of these only, and that was from 1961 to 1966. So that works out at less than 1 a week. That's how exclusive these tractors were. I mean, I think, I don't know what they were turning out, 30, 40, 50 tractors a week, 100, I don't know, but it was quite a lot. So this really was something quite special in its day. And yeah, it's even more special now. I've quietly grown to love this thing, actually. It is a thing of beauty. They're becoming collector's items. I mean, lots of people, I would imagine, would like this in the foyer of their business or something. It really is very cute. It's actually very big. As I say, the normal 1R is about that high. This was a giant of a tractor in the 1960s. I mean, these days we're used to enormous tractors, but this was almost as big as it got in terms of tractors in the 1960s. It's been a very satisfying job to restore. Yeah, it's just lovely to see the details of it. So we're actually going to take this out for a little road test and see how it performs. We've had to invest in some extra heavy-duty industrial strength rubber pads for the G-forces involved in testing a piece of machinery like this. But we've managed to overcome that, and we can get the cameras to stick to it, and we'll take it for a run. Well, it's all happening rather slower than I'm used to, but let's see when we open that. Okay, maybe we should get out of first gear. Oh, that's better. Yes, great. The suspension's not too bad, actually. I'll just wind things up a notch. The suspension's pretty reasonable. Yeah. Oh yes, the roar. Whoa, we're flying. This is rather wonderful. What a fantastic way to spend a sunny afternoon. And like any Italian exotic, it's got a hand throttle to control it. Wonderful. Not sure about stopping. That would be this brake pedal here. Wonderful. Oh, this is great. no wonder these things haven't quite got the gearbox ratios mastered yet. I think it's supposed to do 20 kilometers an hour, which is a heady 12 and a half, I'll have you know, miles per hour. But yeah, absolutely brilliant. What a lock! Wow! Oh. This is a whole new experience for me. I've driven more Lamborghinis than you can shake a stick at, but this is something different. I love it. I love it. This is absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. We haven't completely finished the restoration yet. We've still got some detailing bits to do. Bit of painting here, replating there, but essentially it's ready. And I'm very, very happy with this. It's just so utterly out the box. Love it. Oops, here's a bump. Yes, the suspension department leaves a little bit to be desired, but other than that, chickety-boo. Might need to practice that a bit more. Well, that concludes another Tyrrell's Classic Workshop video. Hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll be back with something else very soon.